Hey, what's up guys? It's Frankie Finn. This video is going to be all about getting you like that simple, powerful process for having really awesome virtual assistants. We've had people in our mastermind get people for like $250 who are an hour. Sometimes, so I'm not telling you like just to hire people to be the cheapest, but on the low end we found people who work for great prices, produce amazing work, and really just kick ass. I've also hired hundreds myself. By the way, for those of you guys who don't know me already, my name's Frankie Finn. I wrote the book Beyond the Agency Box since 2007. I've built 3 of my own agencies up to 100 plus clients, and I've helped hundreds of people to live this whole beach agency laptop lifestyle. So I want to give you a simple yet powerful process you can repeat over and over and over to end up with great employees. And this is our process. I'm not saying this is the only process you can use, but I want to give you a little bit of backstory just so you know what you're looking at, by the way. I learned a little bit of this from a really smart marketing guy named Perry Marshall, and Perry Marshall calls this the audition. And he says, you know, like if you went to play for a band, this is the way most people approach hiring. Is they say, well, give me a resume of the last band you played for, and give me 3 references, and attach a cover letter, and then they do an interview together, and then they go, that's it, you're hired as part of the band. And he points out that it'd be a much, much better way to find out if they're a good fit in the band if you just play a song or 2 together. You learn so much more playing a song or 2 together. And so the idea behind doing this is we're going to create an audition, not an interview. The way most people do it is they interview a bunch of candidates. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of energy. You end up with a lot of B and C level players. People who are good, like obviously good enough for you to hire them, but not like so good that they're like blown away with their work ethic. This process creates really, really good people. So let me get into it. So I'll show you where we get our virtual assistants. We get them from onlinejobs.ph. There's a couple other places I use. Sometimes I will use Craigslist in the Philippines as well. Sometimes I'll just go into individual Facebook groups on a topic. So if I'm looking for like a Facebook ads person, then I'll go into a Facebook ads group. If I'm looking for an SEO person, I will go into SEO groups. But for the most part, onlinejobs.ph, you really don't need a whole bunch of else. But just to show you, of course, I got to put it in English because I'm in Mexico here, living the beach dream here. But you can also get your people here in the Philippines here. So like you can go post in the job section, especially where am I looking? Jobs right here in this section. All kinds of stuff for like virtual assistants. Obviously choose the category that makes sense. Like if you're looking for an HR person or business or management or customer service or admin, whatever. Pick a relevant category. Now the key with all of this is the process. By the way, Online Jobs, if you never used it, it's a pretty simple site. You go here, you click post a job. There's a registration process. I'm not going to like make you watch me do that because I'm sure you've done it before. All you need, by the way, is the free account. If you're hiring your first couple of assistants, you don't necessarily need anything else. What I want to show you is here, and this is the audition in a nutshell, so you can use something like this. And I don't want to ever tell you like there's only one way you can be successful at this. There's a lot of ways you can be successful, but like I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show. Come back to that in a second. The Bachelor. Never watched The Bachelor personally, or The Bachelorette. They got this, but it's the idea that there's like one dude, and there's like 20 chicks all competing to be on this one dude's side, and he ends up narrowing it down to just one. So he starts with 20. We're going to use kind of the Bachelor kind of process, and we're going to whittle down. And the way we do this, by the way, and it'll save you all kinds of time of hiring and interviews, is an ad like this. I'll post this in the comments. This is something that we have just in our mastermind members area, but I love to help you guys whenever I can. So this is just experienced, whatever type of position you're looking for, or whatever type of company you are, seeks whatever kind of person you're looking for. Up and coming superstar, future superstar, VA, project manager, media buyer. Obviously, you got to fill in the blanks a little bit based on what you're looking for. But you say if you're an up and coming blank, we are a company and we're excited. We have an opening for you. The ideal candidate, you just list whatever they need, right? Like obviously you got to modify this to fit. The last person we used an example, they needed somebody who could do Duda and WordPress. They needed to have coding. Some of these are going to be generic, like attitudes and things like that. Then you mentioned the perks. You got to like actually sell your company and why you'd want to work for you. Flexible hours, work from home, pay starts at whatever it starts with. Put in your number. We've had people put $250 an hour. It works. You get people. What you will be asked to do. Give them a preview of like what kind of tasks that you're going to have them do. as well as like a little bit about like what's important to your company. So whatever, you know, like if you're really big on, like for me, like client service is a big thing. So if you are big on client service, but this is the basic format, is you tell them what the ideal candidate needs to have already. Sometimes you'll train them. Perks include here, like why you would want to work for us, what you're going to be asked to do, and like what it's going to be like to work with us. And then you can read a little bit more on our website if you got a website. If not, like you don't have to include it. You can skip that section. Here's how to apply. This is the real key, okay? What everybody's going to do is ask for resumes and stuff. If you think you might be a fit, we do not do resumes and cover letters. Let's start with a small paid, keyword paid, right? You only have to do trial assignment and see where it goes. Reply trial assignment. So let me give you a real life, or I'll give you like something I would do really, really often. In doing my SEO, we needed to produce a lot of content, like a lot of SEO driven content. So what do you think I would create as a trial assignment? Well, the best thing you can do as a trial assignment is have them do exactly what they're going to do right after you hire them, right? Like it's like if you're going to try and play with the band, play the kind of songs you're going to play. So I would say, hey, your first trial assignment is write an article. In my case, I would do like a whole lot of plastic surgery. So I'd like you to write one article on plastic surgery, and I will pay you whatever, like I think at the going rate at that time was like $5 for an article. It might be closer to 10 now. What you will find if you do this, by the way, is that when you start with 20 of these women right here on The Bachelor, let's see if we can copy that image. Give you the hot babe preview here. What'll happen is if you give 10 of these people like a trial assignment, or 20 of these people a trial assignment, 10 of them won't even fucking do it, right? They'll just disappear on you. So you're going to be left with only half of them right here. And what you'll find is of those 10 that actually do the assignment, so if I was doing a paid trial assignment, I would pay $5 for each person here. So I would 5 times 10, it would cost me $50. And mind you, I don't have to do any interviews. I don't have to do anything like that. So the next thing is when I get the actual like articles back, what you'll find is like a fair number of them like just don't even have good English. So I'd say like you're probably going to eliminate like 5 or 6 more of them right here. And you might be left with like, actually I think there's more than 20 on this diagram, but you might be left with like 4 or 5 good ones. And then what I do from there is I give a second paid trial assignment to these two. So like, let's say I'm doing $5 or $10 or like work for me an hour or 2 hours. Then what I'm going to have, and by the way, it's the same trial assignment for everybody, right? I would give them a second article to write, like in this case, or a second sample task that they'd be doing. And what you'll find is you'll be left with like 2 or 3 good ones, right? So like for the most part, you'll end up with these are your pick of good ones. And you might actually, by the way, have a hard time choosing between the 3 of them. But if you do it this way, what you'll find is you'll end up with 2 to 3 good people to pick from. And these will be the top 10% of the pick. And you know that experientially, not based on like, because you've seen like the actual articles, you've seen how they work, you've seen how they might work with you, right? So all of that helps you determine if you're a fit. So in this process, the real time saver is that it gives you a fast, easy way to eliminate like 30 applications, like right off the top, and find the 1, 2, typically 1 to 3 is pretty typical what we'll get out of like 20 applications of really good people. And those are the kind of people you're going to want to work with together for a long time because they're going to make your life easier and awesome. So I hope that's helpful to you guys, as it's a simple yet powerful way to end up with great, great virtual assistants.